So recently there's been a lot of talk about woke games in the industry and whether or not being labeled as something woke leads to your game failing. And we're seeing some people here talking about blocking, this is a journalist here, blocking people who are anti-woke. And here's their kind of, their parameters for whether or not you're going to be blocked on the spot. So Paul says, people say, oh, you're blocking people with opposite viewpoints. Yeah, because everyone I'm blocking is saying the same dumb stuff, like all games that fail are woke, woke games that don't fail aren't really woke, games with hot girls aren't woke, and all woke people hate them. I think this is a lot of projection and shadowboxing arguments and people that don't really exist unless they're in extreme minor situations, but someone would respond right here saying, do you have an example of a woke game that succeeded? And this got a lot of traction, right? Over 1,000 quotes of people sharing what they believe are examples, right? But I would say this, I think people would be hard pressed to show a quote unquote woke game in the year 2024 that was released this year that has done well. I think people would really struggle, but some of the answers to this question right here are insane. Like this one right here, where people are trying to claim that Bayonetta is woke. Bayonetta obviously has succeeded in its many different versions, but Bayonetta being woke? Are you joking? Just remember that not that long ago there was canonical art released where it showed Bayonetta in a straight relationship, and this image caused Twitter to have an absolute meltdown because they genuinely believed, based on their own headcanon, that Bayonetta was a lesbian. And that's one of the reasons I guess they're labeling the game as woke, but that information is just not true. At the very, very least, she's bisexual, but canonically, she's in a straight relationship, married with a child. And that made people absolutely foaming at the mouth on Twitter. On top of that, as pointed out here, let's not erase history. Let's not try to wipe out what actually happened when Bayonetta was released. You guys remember the feminist frequency? This was involved in the original Gamergate about a decade ago, where they made hit pieces on Bayonetta claiming that she was overly sexualized and that she was essentially made to appeal to the male gaze. That was only 10 years ago, so let's not rewrite history and act like this was some woke game. In fact, it was attacked by a lot of people who are hyper liberal and also very woke.